See, playing in the NFL, I feel like it's easier than college. For real, because like in college, you got players that's like they good, they know they good, but they're not as confident. You know what I'm saying? They got to rely on other players to do this for them to do that. But in the league, everybody trying to work to stay in the league. You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep their job. Everybody trying to ball out.
For sure.
So,
Opening, letting everyone know that Daniel Jones will be our starting quarterback this season. I thought the competition in training camp was great by both of those guys. I thought they both competed really hard, and it was good to see them cheering for each other and battling the way they did. And you guys heard me talk about the consistency, and that's really what I was looking for. And really the operation at the line of scrimmage, the checks, the protection, the ball placement, the completion percentage, I think all that played a factor in it. I think Daniel did a great job doing that, and I think AR has made strides in that area. But I do feel that he still needs to continue to develop in those areas. And I had a chance to talk to both of them this morning. They were both great. AR was great. He knows that he still needs to develop and learn in those areas, and he knows that he's one play away. Let those guys know. Let the team know this morning. Team's very supportive of Daniel, but also supportive of AR and his new role, and he's got to attack it the right way, and then we'll go from there.
Yo, YouTube, what's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Q, man, back at y'all again with another video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the vibes, man. I know I've been away for a little minute now. Just had a lot of things I had to figure out, man. But we back now, you know what I'm saying? So, like, comment, share, subscribe. Football season's right around the corner. More content on the way. Now, we got to talk about this Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones situation, man. And I if you guys haven't already seen the video that I made, I think a month and a half ago about the situation, it's on my page somewhere. Y'all just gotta find it. But so the Indianapolis Colts just recently announced that Daniel Jones is going to be the starting quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts for the 2025 season. Apparently, Shane Steichen and the front office have been very impressed with the way Daniel Jones has handled the QB competition and how he's carried himself. And Shane Steichen went as far as saying that Daniel Jones is a really, really smart football player. And the stuff that he did with Brian DeBall, I think back in 2023, when they had Saquon Barkley on the team and they went to the playoffs, he's going to try to implement that same type of offense for Daniel Jones this upcoming season. Also saying that Daniel Jones is not going to be on a short leash. So this is not a short-term thing. This is Daniel Jones's job to lose. To be honest with you, I'm not surprised because, like I said before, in my last video, I actually predicted this to happen. Okay. Fourth overall pick Anthony Richardson has not lived up to expectation. Even last season, like I said, he tapped out of a game.
Explain, just do something out when you hurt, you injured, you tired.
man, tired. I ain't gonna lie. That was a lot of running right there that I did, and I don't think I was gonna be able to go that next play. So I just, just told saying I just needed a break right there.
So his professionalism was in question. 14 touchdowns to 24 turnover-worthy plays last season. It's just a recipe for disaster, man. And honestly speaking, I'm hearing a lot of people saying that Anthony Richardson shouldn't have been picked fourth overall in the draft. Yes and no. Me personally, if I was a GM, I wouldn't have picked him fourth overall because of his lack of production in college. And I know a lot of people were saying that he could have been the next Cam Newton, he could have been the next Josh Allen. But if you guys are comparing, because those are lazy comparisons, and I hate those types of comparisons, because if you go back and you watch Cam Newton in college and you watch Josh Allen in college, it is a night and day difference from what the hell Anthony Richardson was doing in college. when he was there. Only started like 13, 14 games his entire career in college. No experience, maybe. But apparently I was hearing that Jim Irsay was the one that pushed for Anthony Richardson to be drafted, okay, because he's seen the work that Shane Steichen did with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is another one. The body of work that Jalen Hurts has put in college is not comparable to what the fuck Anthony Richardson was doing in college. I think these people need to start doing more research when it comes to these fucking quarterbacks that are coming out. Okay, but moral of the so I really do think that Anthony Richardson not being available has also hindered his ability to show the Colts that he can be a franchise quarterback, on top of the inaccuracy issues, which I think he did improve on a little bit this offseason, and the professionalism, okay? The injuries, man. The man's only played 44% of his games, okay? He had a shoulder injury his rookie year. Last season, he missed a couple of games because he got benched for tapping out of the game. And I think he got injured last season too. So he's been injured quite frequently, and that's another problem with the situation. You know, the inconsistencies of availability and in play. Daniel Jones, don't get me wrong, he's had some extensive injuries himself, but if y'all go back and y'all look at the Giants when Daniel Jones was on the New York Giants, Daniel Jones has never really had a fair shake at anything. He's never really had a number one wide receiver until his last season in the league. The only great player that Daniel Jones I think has ever really played with is Saquon Barkley. I'm not sitting here saying that Daniel Jones is going to turn the Indianapolis Colts around, but I really do feel like he does give the Indianapolis Colts a good chance to win some football games this upcoming season. Now, if I'm Anthony Richardson, I'm not going to pout. You know, I like the way Anthony Richardson responded to the benching. He said that the Colts feel as though Daniel Jones is a better fit for the team.
You know, you got to respect the decision. You know, they feel like he's a better fit for the team, better fit for the outcome of us winning. So you just got to respect it and just keep working. You know, that doesn't undermine any other work I've been putting in. Doesn't say that I haven't improved. You know, I'm proud of the improvement I've made. Shane is also proud of that. So you just got to keep stacking on that. Just keep getting better.
You say you're
right now, so he's just gonna respect the decision. And I know Anthony Richardson, man, he's a competitor, but he's also a good dude in the locker room. So I really do feel like he means that. But at the same time, I really do feel like he really wants to play too, because his agent is coming out and saying that they don't like the direction that the Indianapolis Colts are going with this situation. But Anthony Richardson definitely did bring it upon himself, because the Colts have given Anthony Richardson every opportunity in the world to prove himself, and he hasn't done it up to this point. So there's that. But I really do think the icing on the cake to Anthony Richardson being benched was that preseason game that he had against the Baltimore Ravens, and he just didn't read the protection the right way. He didn't make the right reads, and he ended up having a free rusher come at him and dislocate his pinky.
and he's under pressure. Buried by David Njoku. Go drive in the opening.
Okay. I think right then and there, I think that was the last straw. Shane Steichen had seen enough, because those are the types of mistakes that you make rookie season. Those are not the types of mistakes that you make rookie year. A lot of former quarterbacks also came out and said that this was on AR. This was not on the offensive line. This was not on the tight end. This was solely on AR not being able to read defenses. Okay, he can throw a great deep ball. Great deep ball. He can make some incredible plays at times. But the thing that's really hindering Anthony Richardson's growth in the NFL is the in between the numbers. He cannot hit in between the numbers. Every time it's in between the numbers, AR struggles. Intermediate short throws, he struggles. But he can throw a good deep ball, though. Okay, but I don't think wow plays in the NFL for a quarterback. If you can make a few wow plays here and there, but you cannot play in structure, you're going to end up like a Zach Wilson. Okay? You're going to end up a bust. All right, right now, Anthony Richardson is looking like a bust. Okay, I'm not sitting here saying that he is a bust because let's be for real. I do believe that at one point in time, you may see Anthony Richardson play. You may see him play. Because Daniel Jones, let's be for real, not the best quarterback in the league. I think he was ranked 25th in the league last season, and Anthony Richardson was ranked like 42. But not the best quarterback, not one of the best QBs in the league. He does get injured at times as well because he has an extensive injury history over there with the Giants as well. I think torn ACL, broken neck. So Daniel Jones has his flaws too. He's not a perfect quarterback, and I don't necessarily believe that Daniel Jones won this job. I just think that Anthony Richardson really lost it. But the guys in the locker room still backing him. You know, the guys in the locker room still want Anthony, still believe in him. You know, so I don't think the Colts are going to trade Anthony Richardson. I just think that they're doing something with him that they should have did his rookie year, and that's sit him down and allow him to learn the position a little more, man. Allow him to become more of a complete quarterback. And I think him sitting behind Daniel Jones for a year, it could definitely help him. It just depends on what he wants to do with that opportunity, you know, how he approaches the game moving forward. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely do believe that this could be a very, very good thing for AR, man, because things aren't really looking good for him, man. He's not, like I said, he's not lived up to expectation. You were picked 4th overall in the draft. Now, I probably would have picked him in the 2nd or 3rd round, just like Jalen Milroe out of Alabama. The quarterback out of Alabama got picked in the 3rd round. Nobody's really talking about him because Anthony Richardson is a project player, man. Didn't really play a lot of snaps in college. Hasn't really played a lot of snaps in the NFL either. He's a project, man. All the talent in the world, though. 6'4", 240, can run a 4.4. All the talent in the world. But he is definitely a project. And the Indianapolis Colts knew that when they drafted him 4th overall. I really do feel like it's not as much on AR as it is on the front office in the Indianapolis Colts, because I just feel like when you're drafting a quarterback like Anthony Richardson in 4th overall, 1st round, you have to have a blueprint or a plan laid out for him. You just threw him to the wolves. Now, like, don't get me wrong, his first couple of games weren't bad, but he ended up getting hurt with the shoulder, and, you know, it's just, I feel like that right then and there kind of messed up his entire development. But I don't know, man. I really don't know what to make of this. Now, we've seen guys like Bryce Young get benched and come back stronger than ever. You know what I mean? So you never know. This could be a good thing for him. This could definitely be a good thing for him. But I just think that the Indianapolis Colts have completely mismanaged this entire situation. And Shane Steichen and Chris Ballard, these guys, man, this upcoming season, jobs are on the line. And I feel like they're making hasty decisions, but you got to do what you got to do, man. If Daniel Jones gives them the best opportunity to win football games, they're going to roll with Daniel Jones. And he has experience. And I knew once they signed Daniel Jones to a $14 million contract as a backup quarterback, he's not just being brought in here to sit. It's just not the case. So, hoping for AR. I'm praying for him, man. Hopefully he's able to bounce back from this. Like I said, it's not just completely his fault. You got to look at the organization too, man. Like, there's been a quarterback carousel ever since Andrew Luck retired in the beginning of that season, man, and they had to roll with Jacoby Brissett. It's been a quarterback carousel from then on. Talking Carson Wentz, we're talking Matt Ryan, we're talking Phillip Rivers, we're talking Daniel Jones, we're talking Anthony Richardson. I feel like I'm Jacoby Brissett. You know what I mean? So it's been a revolving door at the quarterback position for the Indianapolis Colts, who haven't, mind you, have not made the playoffs since 2014. can't completely put that on AR. Okay, but what I can put on AR is the tap out, the lack of professionalism, him having to get benched just so he can show up to the facility a little earlier. You know what I mean? Those are the types of things that he can work on. He's still a young quarterback. He's still one of the youngest quarterbacks in the league, man. He's younger than Tyler Shuck. He's younger than Caleb Williams. He's younger than a lot of these Bo Nix. He's younger than a lot of these guys, man, that's just coming out. So if I was the Indianapolis Colts, I wouldn't be so quick to give up on him because he is very, very young and he still has a lot of potential. But I just really do think that the Indianapolis Colts mismanaged him. Okay, they should have sat him for the first 2 seasons until he was able to play between the numbers. But they thought they could do what they did with Jalen Hurts, but they're not. That's not the case. Okay. But yeah, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Anthony Richardson getting benched for Daniel Jones. Is this the end for Anthony Richardson, or do y'all think that Anthony Richardson will be able to make a comeback? Because let's just be honest, Daniel Jones is not a world beater by any stretch of the imagination. And if something does happen where Daniel Jones is not playing good or Daniel Jones get hurt, you could definitely see Anthony Richardson back out there. It just depends on what is he going to do when he does get back out there. You know what I mean? But y'all like, comment, share, subscribe, man. Y'all know the vibes, man. I'm out. Peace.